since I've been doing a lot of purging. I've been doing a lot of releasing. I've been doing it's different levels. I'm learning that it's different levels. It's like once you know, if you see on my videos previously, I spoke about a lot of the darkness, that I've experienced. So now it's like I'm transitioning to, really identifying with that darkness and how it may have energetically knocked me off. And today I want to speak about self-worth. Okay, self-worth is very, very big. And how I came to this was because I started to have a lot of indigestion, right? A lot of indigestion. And I'm like, what the hell is this indigestion? Like, what is it? So I laid there, and something told me about a solar plexus. It said solar plexus. I said, solar plexus? What's that? I know that solar plexus is a chakra. So then I searched, like, can indigestion have anything to do with the solar plexus? Immediately, yes, it can. And usually when you're going through an upheaval of indigestion, it's your solar plexus trying to clear itself. So then I got a little deeper. Okay, so solar plexus and indigestion has everything to do with self-worth, self-worth, self-confidence, boundaries, etc. Reflecting on my life in a whole, okay, I can see where my self-worth was little to none, okay, and anything I felt like gave me worth was so outside of myself. Okay, a relationship, what I was able to accumulate, outside of me, materialistically, what was tangible. It gave me a sense of self-worth, right? It really had me so big-headed in myself, and you couldn't tell me nothing, but inside it wasn't lining up with what it was that I was perceiving. I mean, what I was perceiving myself as to others, okay? Because when it got to relationships, right, I would get ran through the ringer, right? I would continuously deal with people that showed me that, I wasn't anything to them. And because my self-worth wasn't there, I normalized it. Like, okay, this ain't really what it is. But this ain't really what it is. I would make up excuses, to continuously be in these relationships or dealing with these people or not creating boundaries when it was needed, because I wanted to, my self-worth depended on what was outside of me, what I've accumulated, right? So self-worth is very, 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 very essential, okay? If you have no self-worth, you have nothing. Self-worth is the ground, right? Because with self-worth, it comes self-confidence. So if you don't have no self-worth, you really don't have no self-confidence. And you may be so outside of yourself and you want to go get your body done. You want to go do this. The men want to go and chase all of this money and do all of these things because you want outside of you the external validation of others to give you some sense of worth, right? It don't work like that. That's not how this shit happens. That's not how it is. That's not what it is, okay? It's not what it is. Your self-worth is grounded in who you are at its core. So if that car leaves today or tomorrow, that man leaves today or tomorrow, that woman leaves today or tomorrow, you are so grounded in your self-worth and you know that what you're deserving of, that guess what? Motherfucker, I'll see you later. I'll see you later. It's not even that serious. We're not even going to get there. Listen, you done did some shit already that I'm not even deserving of, okay? Because you have to know, right, what you are deserving of, or you will fall for any fucking thing, especially when you don't have no self-worth. And I speak this from experience, okay? I speak this from experience. I know how my self-worth and my self-confidence has stopped me, right? It's like I don't feel good enough to do certain things, and it's like, yo, you know what the fuck you got to do. You just not in the energy of doing it because your self-worth is little to none. Your self-confidence is little to none. You have no boundaries. So I want to speak about self-worth, right? I want to speak about, I love getting to the root of shit. I love getting to where it all starts from, and it starts from the household, right? So if you go on my page, you'll see, so many things that has transpired. But self-worth was very, very big for me. And, that's growing up in a household where, you don't feel a sense of importance. You don't feel heard. It's just like you just in a survival, right? Nobody's pouring into you. You don't have anybody telling you that you love you, that you're beautiful. You don't have anyone doing any of that. And, it brought me back to a memory that I had with my mother. And I was in the 3rd grade, and I'll never forget this, and I'll never forget the teacher. Her name was Miss Jean Baptiste. And throughout my life, I always had these people that was like placed in my life that would always show me love. It's like teachers and hospital personnel and so many people would always show me this type of love or this type of like, yo, you're so beautiful, you're so this. And it's like the divine would put these people on my path just to give me that reminder. So it's like I didn't go all the way without it. It just didn't come from the household where it was supposed to originate from. And, you know, I remember wanting to have like a little birthday party. I was in the 3rd grade. I wanted to have a little birthday party, you know, with my friends in my classroom. Everybody was doing it. Everybody's parents would come and, you know, give them their little birthday parties, etc. Now, I already came from a household that was like twisted, right? But, you know, I'm worthy of this little birthday party. You know, in my little mind, like I'm worthy of having this little birthday party. And I remember going home to my mother the night before and I'm like, Mom, can I have a birthday party? No, I'm not doing that. I'm not doing that. Okay, cool. So so being who I was, and this may not have been the right thing to do, but I don't feel like I should have been placed, you know, in a predicament where a little birthday cake and ice cream on my birthday to my classroom, it should have, girl, you're getting fucking SSI for me. Like I'm gonna speak on some real shit. You getting SSI for me. So a little $40 on me having a little birthday cake and ice cream, you know, to feel, you know, good and giving my friends and you know, my classmates, you know, a piece of cake and stuff like that. It shouldn't be that much, but she told me no. The next day I went to school, I asked my teacher, I said, how many kids is in the class because I'm gonna have a party. That's what I did. So the day my mother came home, the day my mother came to pick me up from school, the teacher was like, oh, Miss Chapman, you know, Jaleesa had asked me how many kids is in the class and she gave her the number. So my mother looked at me, she gave me this evil look, right? So I'm like, okay, whatever. You know, I'm not thinking about it, girl. My birthday's December 8th. You just got to check for me December 1st. Okay? Listen, I'm not worried about it. And, you know, the next day came. And I was so excited because it was so much deeper than me just sharing that experience with my classmates. But it was also about me sharing that experience with my mother because I had already seen the other kids, you know, they would come and they'd have their little classroom parties and their mothers be right with them and cutting their cakes and the mothers would be so nice to the students. And it was just always something so beautiful to see. So I'm like, I'm so excited for, you know, my chance, you know. And I remember a call coming up from the office saying, hey, the teacher answered. She said, hey, Jaleesa, your mom is downstairs. Go downstairs and help her bring the stuff upstairs for your party. I'm going down the steps. I'm so excited. I get to the office and there's a cake, a frozen cake. I mean, you know, like the ones that you go to the supermarket and you just pick out of it, and a tub of ice cream. I'm talking about the little box ice cream, not even the round one. But I'm so appreciative of whatever, you know what I'm saying? I'm so appreciative of whatever that, you know, it really didn't matter. But most importantly, it wasn't about the cake or the ice cream. I was looking for my mother. You know, where's my mother? So I asked the secretary, I said, where's my mom? She said, oh, she just dropped it off and left. So here I am, I'm walking back up the stairs to my class. And my teacher, Miss Jean Baptiste, she said, where's your mom? I said, oh, she had to leave. She had to go to work. And I know Miss Jean Baptiste could feel the pain that I felt within me, right? And you know where that pain hit me? It hit me right here in the center. Like right here in the center. I got myself covered because, you know, it hit me right in the center. And I remember Miss Jean Baptiste just standing on side of me. And she just like embracing me and she hugging me on the side. And we cutting the cake together. And she helping me cut the cake. And we singing happy birthday. This cake didn't even have happy birthday Jaleesa on it. And that came to me, right? And that was the first time that I felt that pain within me. Now I'm able to think back to the many times that I felt that pain with that hit me. when it was time for me to do something. Boom, a blow right there. Self-confidence. When I would deal with a man continuously after he showed me who he was, boom, right there, self-confidence. When a man was able to tell me something that made me feel so little, boom, that pain right there. And I remember that little girl that just wanted to feel important, right? And my mother wasn't there to just give me that moment. From that 3rd grade little girl is when I would overextend myself, right? Because now I felt like, oh, it's something wrong with me. It's not my mom. It's something wrong with me. But you know what I know? It's always been something wrong with her. And, you know, since I've been really grounded and I released the gardening and I released the drinking, so it's like my memory is getting so vivid and so clear, you know, and it's helping me in my adult life. And the reason why it's helping me in my adult life, because it's time for me to step into my power. Your solar plexus is a power center. Okay, that's where your self-worth is at. That's where your self-confidence. Nobody can't take that from you when you know who you are and you are grounded in that. And that's why the memories of me being ripped of it has appeared. You know, that little girl, she knew that I always knew that I was worthy of things, but I never had the people around me to produce it or to make it my reality. I've always been very, very big on birthdays for my children. And I go all out. I'm talking about bouncy houses. I want the popcorn machine, the cotton candy machine. I want this and I want that. And it was me, like it was my inner child. Look at the orange butterfly. See the orange Y'all know, y'all go to my other videos. The orange butterfly always pops out as confirmation for me. Always. You know, and I've always lived another orange butterfly, 2 of them. Oh my gosh. I always, you know, lived my inner child through my children. And I'm noticing that more than ever. Even when I wasn't aware of what it was that I was doing. Like, I know the importance of making my children feel important. Okay, making my daughters, I'm telling my daughters that they're beautiful, making them feel beautiful, just being that foundation for them, so they don't go outside of themselves seeking it, so they don't go outside of themselves and feeling like it has to be a man to tell them that they're beautiful. Because guess what? When that man want to treat you like you're ugly and they want to do whatever they want to do, if you don't have that rooted within you, it can do a lot of damage. Okay? I didn't have that shit rooted in me. I didn't know what no motherfucking self-worth was. I didn't know what this was. I didn't know what self-worth was. I didn't know what it was, but I know that it's tied to my self-confidence. Anytime that I'll be so outside of myself, I'm outside of myself trying to prove a motherfucking point. I was just telling somebody the other day, yo, I remember the beginning of my awakening when it was no more outside. When the illusion of being external, when the illusion of thinking that there's anything outside of you started to crumble. I went to go get a motherfucking personal trainer, okay? To go get me back in shape because I needed to look good because I felt like that's the way that I would feel good. It was bullshit. I couldn't hide it no more. Guess what? I done quit the motherfucking personal training class the 2nd time because I wasn't focused. I wasn't focused. And my trainer was like, yo, you ain't got no discipline. You know why I ain't had no discipline? Because I wasn't there for me. I was there because I had a point to prove outside of me. This shit ain't about being outside of you. Because guess what? My self-confidence and my self-worth is here. That's why I'm able to sit right here, right now, and be like this and do like this. Because guess what? Nothing outside of me can give me that. You see all of these celebrities, and I'm going to give you a prime example. I'm going to give you a prime example. Cardi B, you see her? You see the situation that she put herself into? You ain't go do nothing. Money don't, let me tell you something. Self-worth don't equal net worth. Self-worth don't equal net worth. I don't give a fuck what you got outside of you. If you ain't got that self-worth, you're going to show up and show that every time. You're going to continuously be in the same cycle. You're going to attract the same person in another physical vessel because you can't run from you because you ain't got it within you, baby. So you can't have it outside of you. And ain't nothing going to validate that. Not no money, not no nigga, not no bitch, not no nothing's going to validate it. Because it has to come within you first. See, the money is the mask. See, the material gain is the mask. See, the ass is the mask. See, the tummy tuck is the mask. See, all of that shit, that's all a mask. And that's all it will ever be. You got to really dig within yourself and figure out what the fuck is going on within me. Why did I normalize just having 3 kids to go jump and have another kid with the same motherfucker in another physical vessel? It ain't the money. And a lot of these celebrities is in position doing the same shit. You see a lot of these celebrities getting cheated on and this and that, that, and another. And they still end up right back with the person. It's time to wake the fuck up. It ain't nothing outside of you. Nothing can dictate you. Nothing can ground you outside of you, outside of your knowing I am who I am. And nothing can script you of that. You could lose some shit today or tomorrow. Guess what? I am who the fuck I am. And that's it. See, I had to get to this point. I had to get to this point of not allowing nothing outside of me to dictate who the fuck I am. I done ran through money. I done ran through I done ran through it. I done ran through it. I didn't have self-confidence. I didn't have boundaries. I was giving everything the fuck away. I was supposed to be so much further in life, but I had no boundaries. And I would continuously just give my shit away, give my shit away, give my shit away. Because if you stayed, that made me feel worthy. If you stayed, that made me feel worthy. Whole time, motherfucker, you wasn't even nothing worthy for me to keep, nigga. Whole time, I was always deserving of something way more than you. But it's not about you. It's about the conditioning. It's about what I was conditioned to believe. That's what it was about. It ain't about you. It ain't about who you attract. It's about what you was conditioned to believe. It's about what you went without growing up as a child. Oh, I put a roof over your head. That ain't mean shit. That don't mean nothing. It's deeper than that. But you know what, though? I am grateful that I've went through those experiences and I have the ability to break those curses within my bloodline, to break those curses within my children, to learn from those experiences, to turn pain into gain. And that's what this shit is about. Because at some point, it got to stop. It got to stop. It can't keep going on, but it has to stop with you. You want to sit around and be sad and all of this because you ain't got a man? Baby, you need to go figure out why the fuck is you so outside of yourself about a motherfucking man. You need to go figure out why the fuck are you so outside of yourself about some type of status that you feel like you have to have outside of you for that external validation that you also seeking. Because it ain't normal. Because this shit is within, and then guess what? It radiates outside of you. So when I get what I'm owed, when I get what's coming to me, already know that this shit is already within me. It's embedded in me. I had to turn that pain into my power. And my power is, I stand 10 toes in this shit. And can't nothing make me or break me because I'm self-motherfucking made. I'm self-made. Self-made. Self-worth does not equal net worth. It doesn't. Because you can have the net worth, you ain't even got the boundaries. You don't give a fuck about yourself. You may present yourself as you do. You may look like you do. But in here, what is feeling like? And it ain't only Cardi B, it's a couple of them. Clarissas, and there's a whole bunch of them. Y'all out here losing. But these people made it seem like y'all winning. Y'all ain't winning shit. But what you look like. And I'm not in the energy of coming at nobody, but there's so many people that idolize those people that's in a position, that has a status. But baby, you gotta see past the physical aspect of shit. You gotta wake the fuck up internally. It ain't about being outside of you. You gotta wake up internally. You gotta see past the motherfucking veil. And I'm gonna land because I burned it up. But oh my gosh, y'all, listen, I'm so grateful. Like, I'm so grateful. I could finally feel so much being lifted off of me. Like, so much being lifted off of me. Like, I stopped smoking, you know, like a month ago. No, I stopped drinking about 6 days ago now. And yo, I could just feel the power. I could just feel my essence more than anything. Like, I be so motherfucking powerful, nigga. I'm making my own crown chakra tingle. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's what this shit is about. Like, it's about the embodiment. This year is about the embodiment. It's not about rushing to go get rich. What's your embodiment like? What you embodying? Because if you get stripped of some shit today or tomorrow, I need you to stand in your self-worth. If you get stripped of some shit today or tomorrow, I need you to have self-confidence so you know that you can get that shit back again and again and again. And it comes from the fuck within. Peace and love, y'all.